Okay, all right. We got another week of great football coming up this weekend. A lot of good matchups, but I'm here to talk to you about Ohio State's matchup with Wisconsin. Um, Let me start out with a shout out to the Big Ten. This is the first time that the Big Ten has actually had four teams in the top 10 since 1960, I want to say. Wisconsin, a really good team, well coached. It's a throwback type of Wisconsin team, the same team that you would have saw with Barry Alvarez or uh, what was the guy who coached for Arkansas now? Loudmouth that was talking all the mess last year, and then they got beat by Toledo. I forget his name. Big guy. It'll come back to me. Like I said, this team, built on defense, running the game. I'm sorry, the running game. Controlling the clock, controlling tempo, try to limit their own turnovers, try to get you to turn the ball over. Their defense, I believe, is actually a top 10 ranked defense this year. They actually allow only about 12 points a game. Their offense is not so hot. I think they only average like 26 points a game. It's not very good, but they win ball games. They're 4-1 coming in. Ohio State's 5-0. They actually made a quarterback change, which was, I guess, really big for them. They went with I don't know if he's a redshirt freshman or true freshman, Alex Hornibrook. He's actually thrown more interceptions this year than he's thrown touchdowns. He's got 5 picks, 4 touchdown passes. But that seems to be their guy. They actually played Michigan pretty tough about 2 weeks ago, before their bye week. I think it was 14-7. He threw a late interception that pretty much sealed the game, but I think he had 3 picks in that game. So, I think Ohio State would be able to force some turnovers and, hopefully create points off of those turnovers as well. Their running back, I feel like Corey Clement's been there for like 8 years. um, he is their leading rusher, but he only averages about 3.9 yards a carry, 5 touchdowns on the season. And their backup is actually pretty good too. Agumba Wale, I think is how you pronounce his name. He's more of a multi-dimensional back. He can run the ball, but he can catch passes out of the backfield as well. And I think with this game, with the main focus being on stopping the run, obviously of Wisconsin, I think this is a game where you're going to see some screen passes or passes out of the backfield to Agumba Wale. Usually it's that player that you never really expect to kind of make plays in this type of game that comes out and they need some extra plays to come up out of some of their maybe not focal players, but backup role players like that. Their passing game, there's nobody that really scares you. PV and Will Wright are their leading receivers. They do have a really nice tight end in Troy Fumagalli. He's a big 6'6" tight end matchup problem. They're in the middle of the field. And they like to run a lot of the screen game to him too as well. So you may see some of that. Ohio State maybe tries to send a lot of pressure or over pursue. You may see some throwback screen game. I saw that in the LSU game that they used pretty effectively. Their defense, it's not really a big name defense. I mean, their whole team really is more of a blue collar type of unit. Derek Tyndall actually leads their team in interceptions with 3 picks this year. I believe T.J. Watt, J.J. Watt's little brother, I believe he may be their actual sack leader this year. I don't know how many sacks he has, but I think he's their sack leader this year. Like I said, a lot of blue collar guys on their defense, but they get the job done. Very well coached group. And like I said, I think it'll be a really, really good game. I think Ohio State needs to come out. I don't think Ohio State is going to have a really big issue establishing the run because they have so many ways that they actually can, and a lot of different players they can actually use, whether it be Curtis Samuel going on, a sweep or the inside running game with Mike Weber or, JT Baird on a read option. So I don't think that the running, I think, obviously Wisconsin will try to shut that down, but I don't think Ohio State will get shut down as far as the rushing goes. The key is their passing game. If they can get their passing game back on a championship level, because they obviously I talked in the video last week. They weren't very good. I think he only had 9 completions last. Barrett JT Barrett only had 9 completions last game, which isn't good at all out of 21 passes. So hope to get that back on track. Our defense has been the most consistent part of our team this year. So I think that we only allow 10 points a game on defense. So that's going to be our calling card. That's what we're going to, like I said, try to create some turnovers, and make sure that freshman quarterback isn't comfortable back there in the pocket. It's really good because a lot of our defensive linemen that we had a lot of question marks about beginning of the season. I mean, we knew who the starters were, like Taquan Lewis and Sam Hubbard, but a lot of the newer linemen, the freshman linemen, are really stepping up. Redshirt freshman Robert Landers, he's really starting to take off. I think he has 7 tackles for loss already, and that's in the reserve role, where he's a little undersized, about 6 foot, 6'1" maybe, about 280 some pounds, but he's able to use his leverage and his quickness to disrupt a lot of the opponent's running game, and he's actually a pretty good pass rusher as well. I was watching some of his highlights today, and his snap is like, I mean, his get off on the snap is so quick. Like, he gets off the snap before anybody on our defensive line has gotten off the snap, or anybody on the offensive line on their side has gotten off on the snap. Like, he's really quick. Like, and also Joey Bosa's little brother, Nick Bosa, he's starting to take off. He's starting to come into his own. They were trying to ease him in at first. Obviously with him recovering from the knee injury from his high school year, and coming in now, and he's making an impact. He had the big fourth down stop last week, where they put him in at the goal line and everything. So I think it'll be. I think we'll be able to control the line of scrimmage. I know that Wisconsin has a big. I think they average like 6'6", 6'7", 317 pounds along their offensive line. But I think our team's leverage as well as our depth on our defensive line, I think that'll really cause a lot of problems for Wisconsin. My game prediction: I predict Ohio State winning like 27 to like 14, maybe something like that. I think it's going to be a lot closer. Obviously, we're playing on the road. Like I said, I think that Wisconsin's going to try to control the rock. I don't think they're going to let us have the ball all game. I think they'll try to, run the ball, limit possession and things like that. So, like I said, I'm looking forward to being a really good game. Kickoff is at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, like I said, road game, night game, Big Ten, Big Ten season's here and everything. So, looking forward to a great game. And, like I said, you guys stay tuned for more videos. And I will be getting a post-game video on Sunday. Let you know how everything went, see how my predictions went, and if everything I talked about came to fruition. All right, y'all. Peace. Have a good one.